Hey everyone, welcome to today's Explainer. Today we are diving into a really powerful topic, reconnecting with life. We're going to completely redefine what it actually means to heal. We're exploring that huge gap between just getting your body physically better and truly stepping back into your life. I am so thrilled to guide you through this today and share the clinical philosophy we've built at American Wellness Center. Because if you, or maybe someone you love, has been on a long medical journey, you know the path to wellness is literally never a straight line. So let's just jump right in and take an empowering look at the true meaning of recovery.
So, I want to start with a big question. Is physical recovery enough? I mean, it sounds simple, but it carries a ton of weight. Usually when we think of rehabilitation, we picture fixing a bone, treating an infection, or recovering from surgery. But what we consistently see with the patients we support at American Wellness Center is that healing from a major physical trauma or prolonged stress requires so much more than just getting your body functional again. Your emotional balance, your craving for social connection, your overall sense of fulfillment, those need just as much attention as your physical rehab. Repairing the body is absolutely vital, for sure, but on its own, it is rarely enough to make someone feel truly whole again.
It really comes down to the stark contrast between surviving and thriving. Surviving is exactly what we just talked about, restoring that basic physical function and treating the immediate illness. It is absolutely necessary, obviously, but it's just a baseline. Thriving, on the other hand, well, that's where the magic happens. Thriving means reconnecting with actual enjoyment, finding your internal motivation again, and stepping back into a life of meaningful engagement. In our experience at American Wellness Center, we firmly believe our patients deserve way more than just surviving their medical journey. We want to see you out there truly thriving.
Now, you know what's really wild about this, and honestly often completely overlooked? It's how quiet these symptoms of emotional fatigue can actually be. Seriously, studies suggest that emotional fatigue is one of the most underreported barriers to a full recovery. When someone goes through a major health crisis, literally everyone asks about their physical pain, but almost no one asks about their emotional stamina. We look for signs like social withdrawal, extremely low motivation, just a lack of joy in things you used to love, or having a really tough time adjusting to new lifestyle changes. What we consistently see with the patients we support is that these symptoms secretly hitch a ride alongside physical challenges. You might look totally healed on the outside, but inside, you are just exhausted. If that sounds like you or a loved one, I want to validate that struggle right now. It is incredibly common, and the good news is it's highly treatable.
Okay, so how do we actually treat it? Well, the secret lies in recreational therapy. And actually, scratch that. I want to be super clear here. We need to completely separate this from just having a casual hobby. Playing solitaire at home is a hobby, right? Recreational therapy is a purposeful, highly structured set of activities guided by trained professionals. It's designed to intentionally support your emotional, psychological, and social recovery. It's a legitimate, vital healthcare intervention. At American Wellness Center, we use these specialized experiences to safely and effectively rebuild your emotional health.
And this approach is deeply baked into who we are. Since we opened our doors back in 2016 in Dubai Healthcare City, we've worked tirelessly to build a clinical environment that is heavily trusted and strictly regulated. We are completely dedicated to evidence-based, culturally sensitive care, because we know that when you're feeling vulnerable, things like safety, confidentiality, and professional oversight, they aren't just nice-to-haves. They are absolutely essential if you want real healing to begin.
And we definitely don't do this work in a silo. We're backed by this immense, multidisciplinary powerhouse of a team. We're talking over 60 highly qualified Western-trained clinicians spread across more than 20 different specialties. We have psychologists, psychiatrists, medical doctors, specialized therapists, literally all under one roof. So what does that mean for you? It means when we look at your well-being, we aren't just zooming in on one tiny piece of the puzzle. Our entire team collaborates to support your whole self, making sure absolutely nothing falls through the cracks during your recovery.
This brings us to a really foundational difference in how we operate. Our integrated rehabilitation model. It's a bit of a clinical term, but essentially, it means that recreational and therapeutic activities aren't just standalone, isolated sessions, and they definitely aren't some sort of afterthought. Instead, they are completely woven into your personalized care plan. Your emotional well-being gets heavy support right alongside your physical, cognitive, and psychological recovery. Adults choose our center specifically for this reason, honestly, because we treat the whole person in this beautifully coordinated way.
All right, let's get into the specifics. What do these purposeful activities actually look like? Well, we use art-based therapy for deep emotional expression. We use music therapy, which, if you haven't tried it, is just incredibly powerful for regulating your mood. We do relaxation and mindfulness training, guided movement to help you regain real confidence in your physical body, and even animal-assisted sessions when it's a good fit. What's so brilliant about these modalities is that they're often nonverbal.
They let our patients process complex feelings and rebuild their identity without the intense pressure of having to perform or find the perfect words.
And look, we don't just use these methods because they sound nice. They are heavily backed by hard science. Clinical studies consistently prove that structured leisure and creative activities directly improve your mood, slash your stress levels, and just dramatically enhance your overall quality of life during rehab. These targeted interventions are crucial, absolutely crucial for emotional regulation. They essentially act as a direct antidote to that crippling physical and mental exhaustion that can so easily derail your recovery.
Now, you might be sitting there wondering, okay, but is this actually right for me? What we consistently see is that these supportive pathways are brilliant for adults facing unique, really vulnerable transitions. We're talking about adults recovering from severe illness or injury, individuals dealing with prolonged heavy stress, people who have become socially withdrawn after a psychological challenge, or patients trying to navigate life with a new disability. Basically, if your emotional well-being or your social connections have taken a massive hit during a recovery, this pathway was built specifically for you.
So if you decide to take this step with us, here's exactly what your journey to reconnection looks like. We always start with a really gentle assessment and conversation. No pressure at all. We just want to understand how your motivation or social life has been impacted. Step 2 is personalizing your care plan, basing everything entirely around your comfort and your preferences. Step 3 is so important. It's a paced, completely pressure-free progression. We know clinical settings can feel intimidating, so we move 100% at your speed, whether that's one-on-one or in a small group. And finally, we slowly help you rebuild your daily routine and your confidence. It's just a very gentle, supportive arc designed to safely guide you back to being yourself.
The results we see from this gentle progression are honestly just incredible to witness. Consistent engagement leads directly to a much better emotional balance, a huge spike in daily motivation, and a really significant drop in stress and emotional tension. But actually, you know what the most beautiful part is? It's watching a patient suddenly gain confidence in their social interactions again, which ultimately leads to this totally renewed sense of routine and purpose. It is quite literally the transition from absolute emotional fatigue back to a vibrant life of joy and engagement.
Which brings us to our driving mission at American Wellness Center. Every person deserves not just to survive, but to truly thrive. If you've been stuck merely surviving a brutal medical or emotional journey, I need you to know that a richer, much more vibrant life is completely accessible to you right now. And you do not have to figure it out alone. I highly encourage you to reach out to our team at American Wellness Center in Dubai to kickstart your own journey back to well-being. So I'll leave you with this one final thought today. If you've spent all of your energy just fighting to recover, what is one small thing you could do today to start reclaiming your joy? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and we really look forward to supporting you on your path to thriving.